we relay messages, share feelings, and solve problems. Well, sometimes. Communicating amongst each other can be easy, usually when we're communicating within our own sexes. But when communication occurs between a man and a woman, that's when things can get a little tricky. Why is it so hard to get your message across the gender barrier? I'm sure that each one of you had tried to communicate with the opposite sex. Well, let's hope so. Whether it is you're communicating with a mother, a father, a brother and a sister, or even a romantic partner, communication can sometimes be frustrating. I know I've had my problems, and I'm sure that most of you have too. Why are men and women so different? How does being different affect our communication? Who's the better communicator? Why did they put men and women on the same earth together? Although I don't have the exact answer to the last one, I did some research on these questions, and I'm here to tell you the answers, and to simply say that women are better communicators. Before I address this statement, let's go over some common stereotypes that surround gender differences and our communication. 1. Men are better at everything. 2. Women say one thing but mean something completely different. And 3. When a man seems like he has nothing on his mind, he really doesn't have anything on his mind. Now, I won't tell you if these stereotypes are true or false, but I will let you ponder them for a moment or two. I say women are better communicators because both biological and social factors show this statement is true. To prove this, let's take a look at each gender's basic brain anatomy. When looking at the brain anatomy and the function of the male brain, the Discovery Health website states that male brains process mostly in the left hemisphere. This allows men to have stronger tendencies towards mathematics and other task-oriented activities. The male brain also has 25% more neurons in the visual cortex. This is the reason why men are often so visual and less understanding about verbal and nonverbal cues. Now, the next thing I have to say may seem like it doesn't support my case, but it actually does. Men have larger brains than women, actually about 11 to 12% larger. But this fact has nothing to do with intelligence. Brain size does not matter when measuring intelligence levels. When comparing both the male brain and the female brain, there are many similarities, but there are also some differences. Women use both the right and left hemispheres of their brains, and this resolves the curiosity of why women multitask better than men. Women are also constantly using their left and right sides of their brains through verbal interactions. What does this mean? Women are very good at talking and very good at listening. Women also have a larger limbic system than men. The limbic system distributes hormones that allow women to be more in tune with their emotions. Now, besides basic brain biology, society has a large impact on the means of communication between sexes. For the most part, society says that men need to hide their feelings and wear the pants, so to speak, and that women need to be sensitive, emotional, and good with expressing their feelings. Most women often feel a need to change her partner's behavior. This is also known as the dreaded nagging. These factors have the ability to hinder communication between sexes because, for the most part, society encourages women to be emotional and encourages men to ignore it. So this leads to the problem in a lot of relationships, communication, because together these biological and these social characteristics hinder the communication between sexes. Now I want to combine these biological differences as well as these social differences between men and women when dealing with communication. You will see that overall women have stronger communication skills. Men are more action-oriented while women are more discussion-oriented. This is the result of the different brain hemisphere operations between sexes. Men work more quickly and efficiently, and women are more detailed and sensitive. This is due to the stronger set of hormones in women. Men have issues with body language, while women recognize a greater number of emotional overtones in other people. Women also use communication to help build relationships. Men work off facts while communicating, and women use their intuition along with facts. This allows women to be more sensitive to the needs and the cares of others, including her romantic partner. Most of this information came from a website entitled American Psychological Association. With these differences, it is almost obvious that women communicate better, and even statistics prove it. Looking at this graph from pewresearchcenter.org entitled, Are Men or Women in Public Office Better?, you can see that women dominate in most areas that have to do with communication, such as working out compromises, keeping government honest, standing up for what they believe in, and dealing with overall social issues. So do you all remember in the beginning of my speech when I read you the most common stereotypes said about men and women and how they communicate? I will now tell you if they are fact or fiction. 1. Men are better at everything. This is fiction. Everyone now knows that men may be stronger in mathematics and other task-oriented activities, but women are strong in verbal, nurturing, language, and emotional understandings. Number 2, women say one thing but mean something completely different. Now, I do not have scientific proof on this fact, but being a woman, I can tell you that this is sometimes true. And number 3, when a man seems like he doesn't have anything on his mind, he really doesn't have anything on his mind. This is true. Men are naturally less verbal than women. Women do not have the luxury of thinking about nothing. Women are always contemplating ideas and topics in their minds. A Brain Fitness for Life blogger who has written for PBS and the History Channel simply says, a man's basic needs come down to essentially 3 things: eating, sleeping, and sex. When all is said and done, men are very simple, uncomplicated creatures. And yes, this blogger was a male. Of course, this is a broad description of a man that may not include everyone, which brings me to my next point. I am sure there are many men out there who are deep thinkers with great communication skills. And I am also sure that there are lots of women out there who lack the major language, communication, and verbalized skills that I've talked about. But excluding all these exemptions, biology still holds true to the fact that women are better communicators. Women process language using both brain hemispheres, have larger limbic systems, and women also have larger brain language areas than men. The female gender roles in society also encourage women to communicate better than men, to discuss more, to talk about their emotions, and to solve problems, especially within a relationship. Now, in order to cross these communication gender barriers, learn to listen. Try to understand the biological setup of your partner, and also try to understand how society affects your communication with one another. Men, women are emotional and we talk a lot. Sometimes it is for your own good, and sometimes it is because we feel the need to just fill the silence. And women, men have the ability to ignore you, give you blank stares, and they even have the ability to think about absolutely nothing. But next time you're feeling frustrated, blame it on biology, because most times men are the underdogs when it comes to communication.